Well, hello, here we are, day 12, version 2 of this recording. It's actually, instead of Saturday night now, it's now Sunday morning. Um, the particular thing I ended up getting into was different than what I had originally wrote down. Here I had actually planned ahead of time what I was going to say and then didn't see it when I actually went to record it. That was earlier yesterday when I did it, and what I was wanting to talk about, well, as you can see, I'm back in my office here using my old recording technique because I tried for day 10 video. I was out. Well, actually, I was out in my dining room kitchen area trying my smartphone or whatever the hell that thing is. But anyways, during the time I was recording, starting out, I had my finger across the top part of the lens that was blocking it out until about halfway through the video when I noticed that. And it's just, getting used to a new thing. So then the next day on day 11, I was actually out walking the dog in the park. And I decided to use the video. Well, I was consciously aware of my finger blocking part of the lens the day before, so I made all the attempts and efforts to make sure I didn't do that again. So instead, I ended up blocking the microphone, the pickup mic, so that my voice then on day 11's recording was actually muffled. And there's parts where, like when I turned the camera to show the dog and some other sections, that all of a sudden you could hear me clearly. So it wasn't a phone fault. It was actually my finger covering over the pickup mic on yesterday's video. So it's funny. That's why I said that's why it's important to me to do this challenge, because it helps me to see things that I'm doing wrong, so that in the future, if I do any type of mentor coaching or teaching type of videos, that I'm very much aware of how and what I'm doing, so that I'm better at it. Right now I got the dog under the desk because we just had a storm push in and she's not liking it. So she's I guess a scaredy cat or whatever, and come to daddy to take care of her and make sure that she's okay. So anyways, the thing that I was talking about in the first version was the importance of not over exaggerating things. I said that unfortunately here in the States, a lot of our fast food restaurants show and advertise pictures of their products that are exaggerated. They're greatly enhanced. You have thick burgers and you have sub sandwiches that have layers of meats and, sun ripened tomatoes that are thick and all that stuff. And then you actually get it and it's like the stuff's painted on. It's nothing like the pictures they show. And to me, that's deceptive. That's not good to do. And as a marketer and a business owner, I think it's very important to keep your integrity and not to oversell something. It should, on its own merits, be able to sell if it's something somebody needs, and that's the key. I think the main thing, responsibility is to match people up with their needs, what they need, kind of like a dating service would, finding the right mate or whatever. You're matching products and stuff with that individual. Now, there's nothing wrong with, in addition to, or some of the other things. For example, I gave was you have somebody that's looking for, they come to your site and read a review on a charcoal grill, and they end up getting it. Well, it's not a bad idea to say, people who get a grill also get, a bag of charcoal, lighter fluid, a starter lighter, and there's a cookbook with some recipes and a cleaning brush to clean the grates on the grill after you're done using it. And a lot of times there are things that people don't think about until you bring it to their attention. Yeah, I need to have those things too in order to make this a fully functional grill and to enjoy my grilling endeavors. So it's okay. Where I think they go over the line, and to me, it's where there's a stopping point is when you start trying to push things that are not really wanted. And related, for example, would be saying, did you know the people who buy these grills also buy Rolex watches? And if you don't, you're not one of the in people, and kind of insult them or something, make them feel bad if they don't buy it. To me, that's kind of going over the limit, and you've crossed the boundary, and you shouldn't do that. It's okay, to a degree, but you don't need to go too far. And that, to me, that's kind of going too far to do it just to get sales. Because the one thing you don't want to do is have buyer's remorse. Because when somebody has that, then they will look at you and not want to buy anything else. And if you have a serious online business, you want to build a good reputation for your business and for yourself. And you want to keep customers. You don't want to just sit there and see what you can soak them for and hopefully get your millions or whatever. Like in the past, I know that there were some marketing gurus that their biggest thing is just try to get on, get something sold to make a lot of money. It was a one-shot deal, but if they made enough money doing it, then they didn't have to worry. It's like I can make $20 million, live the rest of my life in great things, so I don't care if people like it or not. I mean, that was their attitude. That's too bad, but it does happen. And we have big businesses now that like to exaggerate to say that you're getting more than you're actually getting. In fact, it's funny because I talked to somebody, and there's one of the burger joints we had that for the longest time, their one sandwich was a quarter pounder, and they still thought that the burger with that sandwich is a quarter pounder, and it hasn't been. They reduced it since 2014. It's still the same diameter, but the thickness of it is about half of what it used to be, and you weigh it now, and it weighs just around an eighth of an ounce. It's no longer a quarter pound; it's an eighth of a pound. But they didn't say anything about it. Let people think that that's what they're still getting, and they're not. So. But, I mean, it's like in everything you do. Cereal boxes are about the same size they were, but if you look at the old cereal boxes, they were twice as thick as the boxes today. That stand is tall as the boxes used to, but they're not they only hold half the volume. So, all kinds of marketing tricks that they do to get people to still believe they're getting something when they're not. And to me, that's kind of a deceptive thing. And it's not something I'm comfortable with. Then also it depends on what you're promoting. Physical products are much easier to promote in the sense that even though you can lie about them, they once they have them, the products pretty much are what they are. I mean, they're a factual thing. It's either they work or they don't. They start or they don't. They either charge up and keep their charge or they don't. There's all that stuff. But when it comes to digital stuff, digital products, and information, that becomes much more subjective on what is quality. Materials, stuff like that, because there are really a lot of junk that people try to pass as quality, and they try to convince you that in their mind it's quality. Maybe it is in their mind, but it's not. And if you are promoting something that's in digital or information, and come to realize that it's really not that good stuff, and you're doing it just for money, you're doing it for the wrong reason. Because the biggest thing is what you're trying to do is you're trying to be like a middleman in sorts, and match people up with what they're looking to get, and hopefully you can meet their needs, or solve a problem, or whatever it is that is genuine and not artificial or emotionally charged up, that will come back to bite you later if you do stuff like that. So anyways, that's basically what I had to cover today, and now I will get going because it's getting really late, and I don't know which video I'm going to end up with, if it's this one or the other one. But anyways, day 12, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.